Welcome back. We have got a 2019, I think it is, Kia Stinger 3.3 turbocharged. It has got a vacuum pump which keeps running, which all the customer says it comes on, off, on, off. It's been a couple of places, been to the dealer, been to another specialist. They worked out it is creating vacuum, but it is being commanded on apparently. So all I know, we did have a quick look, is it's run off car vacuum and off of a vacuum pump. So we've got the main vacuum from your engine going off to this valve. This pipe goes off to the servo, and this pipe comes from a motor which is down there which sucks away. I assume that's because it's turbocharged. If you're braking hard while still under boost, you've got no vacuum comes to your engine, so the motor will take over. But how do normal ones do it? I don't know. Don't know if it's a normal thing or not. But so there's something what tells the vacuum to turn off when it creates vacuum, or tells that to turn on when it sees that the engine vacuum was dropped. So that can be done from the map sensor on the engine. That will tell you what the vacuum is, but there's something that's got to know in the servo what pressure that is at, or what vacuum that's at. And there is a sensor just down there. Just go doodah. Sacre. So there's a sensor on the servo down there. So all the customer knows is it comes up with the little red emblem which shows like your handbrake's on. Exactly the same one as that. He says, so don't mistake it if you've got the handbrake on, because it can't warn you. So handbrake off, start the car up, and yeah, sure enough, it does bring that light up. Vacuum pump starts pumping away or sucking away. So I'm going to get it plugged in, see if we can work out what that sensor's doing, how that works. Maybe we ought to work it out. So let's get into it. Right, so we've got it plugged in. I'm just going to leave it running while we've got the fault on the system. We've given it a scan. It's only got one fault code in there on ABS. That's quite unusual, but it has been to another garage, so they've probably cleared all the fault codes out anyway. So this fault code should be for this. And it says vacuum pump system fail. And we're scanning this with a ThinkCar 399. So it's coming out of vacuum pump system fail, not actually vacuum pump fail. So it doesn't mean that that's not working, because I think it is actually creating vacuum as far as we know. But let's just show the light what's on. You've got the red handbrake light right beside the seatbelt warning light. That comes and goes. So, so we've got that sensor in there. We're going to go through the live data, see if that will show what's going on. Data stream. Vacuum switch, vacuum relay, vacuum pump control status. So is that vacuum pump control, if that's been powered on and off, yeah, that's been told to go on and off in time with it going on. So I don't know if you can hear the pump going on and off. But it doesn't actually have the sensor, the brake vacuum sensor in the ABS. So you would think if it was in the engine side of it, where are we? Engine. You would think you would, let's just turn that engine off quickly. No, can't turn it off because we're looking for the vacuum. You'd think if it was in the engine and it see a fault, it would flag up a fault in the engine as well. Is it going to come up with no vacuum? Brake booster or whatever they call it. Brake boost vacuum. Minus 900 gigasquiggles. So it is moving on there, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the engine off, pump out all the vacuum in the servo and then see if that comes back up. So you keep an eye on that. That's it, engine off. Got reading? You're going down? Right, so that's lost all vacuum now. That's as low as it goes. Okay. So start it back up. Is that vacuum raised or drop down again? So that's showing that the vacuum sensor is working, going up and down. It is holding vacuum. Yeah, so we've got a couple of things. It might not be creating enough if that valve is mucking about and releasing, because it does go down to the breather from this side. If this valve is sort of open, it can't create a full amount of vacuum. It could be sucking in a certain amount. So I think we might do some work on that. But I think the first thing we want to do is go to that sensor, put the scope on there, see if it's actually, if it's staying low or staying high. It's obviously got, they near enough stay in the middle or sort of, you know, 3/4 of the way up so it can see the movement in it. Let's just make sure that's working. And then maybe, what if I linked straight from the vacuum pump across to here? So the vacuum pump was just pulling all its vacuum. That would make sure that the sensor was pulling up as much as it needed to. It's not getting any influence from the valve. We could do that. Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this pipe off here. This is the one to the servo. This is the one, the metal one that comes up from the pump itself. And we're just going to put that one onto there. But while I'm pulling this one off, you can hear vacuum. So that means that the vacuum is sealed. It does mean that the servo is holding it okay, which means this pipe all the way through to the vacuum, to the servo, is all okay. So I'm going to connect that one to that one, see if that pump is man enough to create enough vacuum to tell that sensor to turn off. So right, let's get that done. Right, that's got that on there. So now we're not using any vacuum from the engine, so that can't have any influence, even if it is open and sucking in sort of uncontrolled air from the intake. So that will just be the vacuum pump. Let's see what that creates on the live data. Right. It's not pumping, right, it's just starting to pump now. Okay, so that means that that pump is able to create about the same amount of vacuum as the engine does as well. So just checked on a diagram. This is the pump. This is the relay for the pump. That is the main vacuum pump for it. There is brake vacuum pump switch. That is not a sensor. That's a 2-pin switch. So maybe it doesn't actually work from that sensor. And that just talks directly to the ABS. So it doesn't look like it's got its own control module for the vacuum pump. So I can see a switch tucked right down at the bottom of the servo. And if we go back into ABS, let's flick the ignition on. There was switch, wasn't there? There was. Come on. Data stream. So vacuum pump switch is on and vacuum pump's off. Let's see if that is moving. In fact, let's remove all the vacuum. It's got no vacuum on there. So that vacuum switch is on all the time. I remove the vacuum, it is sucking as much as it can out of that servo, and it is not gone off. I just flicked off there. Just a quick one, but not a lot. Okay, so I'm going to disconnect that switch, see if we can, it is only a switch, 12 volt in and out. We can do a bypass on it, send a signal down to the ABS, see whether that's going to turn the pump off. If it thinks we've got enough vacuum, hopefully the pump will turn off, and then we'll know what's going on down there. So I'm going to try and get down to that switch, but it is buried. Set it up on a meter, see what's going on. So, all right, let's have a look at that. Right, so I've got our little breakout leads. We've connected them down to, you can see how deep that plug is down there, down to the end of that. We've tested it. We have got our 12 volt to the red line. So we've got good voltage. I'm going to load test it with the load tester, and it's only dropping down 0.4 of a volt, so that's no problem. So we've literally got a load tester on our Mechanic Mindset voltmeter. Also, I am making training videos, semi-training videos. I'm doing case studies of real life faults and how to actually test things through. The way we do things on here, I'll just show you what I've done. On Mechanic Mindset, we're actually making videos and we can go, do this, try this, do this. This is a pitfall, that's that, be careful of this, and all that sort of stuff. So if you do like what we do, you'd like to learn more, you've got the Mechanic Mindset app, which is £12 a month, or I think if you sign up for a year, £150, you get a free multimeter. And we've got an affiliate link, so we are part of them. We're making videos for them. We get a little kickback as well. So yeah, if you'd like to go and check that out, there'll be a link down below. So, right, so I was going to link that out to see if it knocked it off on the live data. But sometimes on a switch, although it's only a 12 volt switch and it shows it just open and close, they can have a small resistance in them. So when it's off, it might give, say, 1.2 volts, or, you know, just a 1 volt down to the ABS unit. And then when it's on, might just go to 6 volts. So when you turn the ignition on, it sees a reading from the switch, because if it's open and closed or completely open, it can't tell whether that switch is connected in the circuit, so it can't pick any fault codes on. That's normally why they have 5 volt reference type sensors. But on this, it could have just a resisted switch, which is, like I say, low voltage and high voltage, but not always 12 volts. So we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is go to the ABS unit and actually see what is going on the other end of that wire when we pump the brake, when we apply vacuum. Hopefully that switch works on and off. It could just be the switch itself, but we need to test it from the other end. But I can't find the ABS unit. I don't know where it is. We've had a good look around. The pipes go down that way. Somebody said it was down this area, and it's not. They've obviously squeezed a big old engine in there, and I don't quite know where it goes. So I'm going to have a look for the ABS unit, and then hopefully it's not too hidden. Then we'll go into there, see exactly what that switch is doing down to the ABS unit, and hopefully we'll find something. So yeah, let's go and have a look for that. Sacre bleu! It is down there. Can you see that down there? That silver unit. Right, that's the engine ECU I've got to pull out. The fuse box move out of the way. Hopefully get to the plug and see what's going on there. So I'm going to strip that out. I'll show you what we got once I get to it, hopefully. Let's just show you what we are doing. If I can find my torch. There we go. Right, we've managed to get to the ABS control module, which is down there, and we have pinned into pin 37, which is the one that comes from the switch. I've linked these two powers together, so the power in, we've load tested it to the switch, but now we've literally just joined them together, so it sends it back down the wire, which is going straight across to the ABS, and that's what this is now. So as you can see, ignition's on, 11.7. I've literally just turned off the Think Car, what's it called? Battery support unit. because it's making too much noise. But right, so we've got 11 volts and it's only dropping down again half a volt. It's not too bad. So we know between the fuse and the switch it's okay. From the switch to there it's okay. Yeah, I need to test. I don't know if I can start it with the ABS off. I don't think I can, but I want to be able to test what's going on with that switch. So I need to connect it up, try and back probe into the ABS so we can actually see if that switch is turning on and off. When we sort of get rid of all the vacuum out of the system, it should be off, and then when it's created vacuum, it should turn on, tell the ABS. So we want to see exactly what that switch is doing. So that's the last thing we're going to do, because I don't want to join that together if it does give the wrong voltage over to the ABS ECU. So I don't know. So right, I think we're going to do that. So I need to get the back off that ECU so we can back probe it, plug it in, do some tests, plug that switch back in, see what happens from there. So right, let's get that bit done. Back in a minute. Connected up to the ABS control module. We're going to pump out all the pressure, and that should go to battery voltage. I'm going to start it up. As the vacuum comes up, we're getting that. So the switch is switching from 12 volt, turns off it looks like, so when it's got no vacuum it's got a full voltage, and then now we're getting 0.2. with it on or off, it's still saying the vacuum switch is on. Now and again it flickers, but something we didn't catch on camera, when we connected up to the voltage, when we connected up to the ABS unit, this starts at 0. When it's at 0, we get vacuum switch off. So it goes off. Even with the switch completely disconnected, that 1.6 volts seems to be either coming out of the ECU or along the wiring. And I don't know which way we're going to go with it. So I'm pretty sure if we disconnect the pump, we get no voltage on that 1.6 volt, either end. As soon as we connect it up, it's giving this reading out. So I think it's got an internal fault inside the pump, because we can't get that. It doesn't matter which way we switch it around. But the cheapest one we're going to look for is the switch. Just in case it's giving out the wrong reading, it wants to see, say, 3 volts for it to be off. We can get another servo with a switch in it and everything. It's about 60 quid. It's like half an hour's labour, really. So we've ordered that. We're going to try that next time. If not, what we're going to have to do is strip that out even further, maybe cut the wire that goes into the ABS and see if that 1.6 volt is actually coming out the ABS or coming along the wiring, which will all be the whole scuttle out and everything. So, yeah. So, there we go. That's going to be the end of this one until we get some parts in and we get some more time to be able to strip it out. Let us know what you think about having a cameraman following us around instead of the static camera. Stick it in the comments down below what you think about that. And we'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!